Welcome to my channel on ADHD and personality. I am Esther Goldberg, a clinical and educational psychologist specializing in ADHD and in particular how it shapes personality. I want to reach you parents and teachers out there because I have developed a fun, unique language of metaphors which will help you to talk to your children, with your children, and not about them, about what it is they are experiencing. I have written 2 books on the subject that have been very well received, My Mind Races and Talking ADHD. If there's one thing that I want to use, one thing that describes ADHD, I would say it's misunderstood, but misunderstood totally, even to people coping with ADHD. They don't know what ADHD is about, and the environment certainly tends to judge, criticize, misinterpret, and misunderstand. So I want to try and explain what is the significance and what it means to be ADHD. One of my favorite lines when people come to me and say I have ADHD is, I don't know what that is. ADHD is much too big an umbrella term, and we really don't know what we're talking about. I believe we need to break it up into bits and explain each bit separately, because it's not obvious that people connect between things. Restlessness, for example, of hyperactivity is one aspect of hyperactivity. There are different aspects of hyperactivity, and we need to break each of these up into their different aspects. I talked about the spring and being all over when everything happens at once, and there's an erroneous sense of time. This everything happening at once in our heads with our attention could be also in flooding when we're overwhelmed. It could be rumination when we think about something all the time and we can't leave it. It could be endless chatter till the cows come home. And it could be that familiar feeling of not being able to fall asleep because we're thinking of something all the time. So I want to read you a poem written by Karen Zaguri Cohen, a mother in one of my workshops, who translated what I was saying into cool, neat poems, which can be used as a cool tool to help parents explain to their children what it is they are experiencing and help them to identify with it and gradually raise awareness, and then eventually be able to consciously stop themselves, because it doesn't come naturally. These poems were translated into English by Barbara Sutnick in our book, My Mind Races. So I want to read Radio That Never Stops. It's 10 at night and I still cannot sleep. From tossing and turning, I just want to weep. I've been lying in bed for an hour or more, not counting one drink and then opening the door. I went to the bathroom and called out to Mom, then just counted sheep and tried to stay calm. My dog's fast asleep, curled up tight on my bed. Why must that be him and not me instead? My mother peeks in, sees the whites of my eyes. That's more than enough, straight to sleep now, she cries. Tomorrow I'll drag you a wreck out of bed for the same kind of morning that I've come to dread. Mom, please understand that try as I may, I can't switch off the broadcasts that in my head play. They transmit without stopping, cannot be disarmed, both what makes me happy and things that alarm. So it's not related to content. Once this rowdy radio stops playing those shows, I'll be able to lay down my head and to doze. Mom, maybe tomorrow when I go to bed, we can find a soft radio station instead. All of this clamor and static and fight, and turn it down low so I'll sleep through the night. And now we can ask questions, mindful questions, to help children start a conversation and identify with these feelings of everything racing through their head. These are only suggestions that appear in our book also. It appears as spotlight. How does this poem enlighten me? Is it hard for you to fall asleep at night? When is it really difficult? What happens to your mind and your body when this happens? Whom does this bother? Who doesn't it bother? What happens the next morning? What would help you to quiet the radio down and fall asleep? And then we have a little tip on every page. Sometimes it seems to take forever, but don't worry, in the end you'll settle down. Help yourself to relax. Lower your activity level before bedtime. Turn off lights. Take a warm bath and put on quiet music. Yes, these practical tips are essential and are very helpful, but I don't believe they are enough. I really think we need to help children understand adults, understand exactly what it is they are experiencing in order for them to understand themselves and be healthy in their minds. These poems in these books can help children see that they are not alone, that there are other people like them, and that they can gradually learn to feel friendly with themselves and their difficulties. Thank you.